Harper Via and HarperAudio present The Last Dream by Pedro Almodóvar, translated by Frank Wynne. Performed by Colman Domingo, Rachel Weisz, Juan Diego Botto, Norbert Leo Butz, Taylour Paige, Michael Cera, and Edoardo Ballerini. For Lola Garcia, my brother Agustin, and Jonas Pero. And they contained accounts of moments that he treasured but could share with no one. Casual glances at young men who had come to his lectures or whom he encountered at a concert. Glances that were sometimes reciprocated and then became unmistakable in their intensity. While he enjoyed the homage he received in public and appreciated the large audiences he attracted, it was always these chance meetings, silent and furtive, that he remembered. Not to have registered in his diary the message sent by the secret energy in a gaze would have been unthinkable. Column to Bean, the magician.
Introduction. I've been asked to write my autobiography more than once, and I've always refused. It's also been suggested that I let someone else write my biography, but I have always felt somewhat resistant to the idea of a book entirely about me as an individual. I've never kept a diary, and whenever I've tried, I've never made it to page 2. In a sense, then, this book represents something of a paradox. It might be best described as a fragmentary autobiography, incomplete and a little cryptic. Still, I believe that the reader will end up getting the most information about me as a filmmaker, as a fabulator, as a writer, and the way in which my life makes things blend together. But there are contradictions even in what I've just written. I say I've never kept a diary, and there are 4 texts here that prove the opposite. One about the death of my mother. One about my visit to the Mexican singer Chavela Vargas in Tepoztlan. The account of a pointless day and a bad novel. These 4 texts are snapshots of my life as I was living it, without any degree of distance. This collection of stories, I call everything a story, I don't distinguish between genres, demonstrates the intimate relationship between what I write, what I film, and what I live. The unpublished stories, together with a bunch of others, had been filed in my office by Lola Garcia. Lola is my assistant in these and many other ventures. She compiled them, extracting them from several old blue folders rescued in the chaos of my many moves, and she and Jaume Bonfil decided to dust them off. I had not read them since I first wrote them. Lola had filed them away, and I had forgotten about them. Had she not suggested it, it never would have occurred to me to read them after so many decades. Sensibly, Lola selected a few, to see how I would react to rereading them. In the isolated moments between the pre-production and post-production of Strange Way of Life, I entertained myself by rereading them. I haven't tinkered with them, because what I found interesting was remembering myself and remembering them as they were written at the time, and seeing how my life and everything around me changed after I left school with a high school diploma. I have known that I was a writer since I was a boy. I always wrote. If I was certain about one thing, it was my literary vocation. And if there is one thing about which I'm not certain, it's my achievements. There are 2 stories about my love of literature and writing. The Life and Death of Miguel, written over the course of several afternoons between 1967 and 1970, and a bad novel, written in 2023. I made my peace with some of them and remembered how and where I wrote them. I can picture myself in the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?